I remember coming home to what looked like a golden retriever exploded in my living room, fur everywhere. I bought a cheap robot vacuum to fix it and, well, it just smeared a hairball into my favorite rug. Picking the right vacuum for pet hair is a nightmare of tangled brushes and wasted money. Today, I am breaking down the absolute best options out there to save your sanity. Stick around because number 1 completely changed how I live with my pets. The Mova V50. This one's best for people who want an affordable entry point into automated cleaning without expecting a miracle worker. I ran this thing through my downstairs area for a solid month. It has a respectable 4,000 PA suction power, which sounds great on paper. When it rolls over hardwood, it does a pretty decent job pulling up those tumbleweeds of fur that gather in the corners. But, it is not exactly a smooth ride. I noticed it struggles quite a bit the second it hits medium pile carpet. The suction just does not dig deep enough to pull the embedded hairs out of the fibers. You will still find yourself pulling out the upright vacuum on weekends, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of having a robot do the work for you. Then there's the tangling situation. The brush roll design is fairly basic. I spent way too many Friday nights sitting on my kitchen floor with a pair of scissors cutting long strands of pet hair out of the bristles. It gets frustrating fast. The battery life is okay and usually gives me about 2 hours, but when it has to work hard, that drops significantly. The app interface is straightforward enough. You can set schedules and tell it to clean specific rooms. Honestly, though, the navigation is not the smartest I've ever seen. It bumps into table legs pretty hard and occasionally gets itself stuck under my couch. 5. Shark AV2501S AI Ultra. This is best for pet owners who want self-emptying convenience without buying expensive replacement bags every month. When I set up the Shark AI Ultra, I was honestly really excited about the bagless self-emptying base. I mean, not having to buy proprietary dirt bags is a huge win for long-term costs. I let it run wild in my house, and the actual pickup performance on both hard floors and carpets is noticeably better than the Mova. It uses a grid pattern to clean, which means it does not just bounce around aimlessly. Well, the problem is the self-emptying base itself. It is loud, like wake up your neighbors loud. When the robot docks and evacuates the bin, it sounds like a jet engine taking off in your living room. My dog absolutely hates it and runs out of the room every time it finishes a cycle. You definitely cannot run this thing while anyone is sleeping. The vacuum does have a self-cleaning brush roll, which actually lives up to the hype for the most part. I definitely noticed less hair wrapping around the roller compared to cheaper models. It pulls up pet dander and dirt really well, and the HEPA filtration in the base is a nice touch if you suffer from allergies. The app and navigation can be incredibly buggy. Sometimes the robot just loses its map entirely. I spent an entire Saturday afternoon remapping my first floor because it suddenly decided my kitchen did not exist anymore. 4. Roborock Saros 20. This one is best for people living in complex homes with tight furniture spaces and lots of obstacles left on the floor. When I unpacked the Saros 20, the first thing that struck me was the design. It is incredibly slim. I have this one low-clearance sofa that every other vacuum gets wedged under, but the Saros 20 just glides right under it without a second thought. It is actually fun to watch it navigate. The suction power on this thing is a massive leap forward. I threw down a mix of coffee grounds and dog fur on my thickest rug, and it devoured it in one pass. It uses a dual roller system that basically acts like a pair of gears, pulling hair up and sending it straight into the bin without wrapping around the brushes. I checked the rollers after a week of heavy use, and there was barely a single strand trapped there.
It uses an advanced camera and laser setup to actually see what is in front of it. I tested it by leaving a phone charging cable and a dog bone in the hallway. It recognized both, slowed down, and carefully cleaned around them without getting tangled. You know, it is such a relief not having to pre-clean your floors before the vacuum runs. The mopping feature is also a huge step up. It doesn't just drag a wet cloth around.
Dreame L40 Ultra Gen 2. This is best for pet owners whose main battle is muddy paw prints and dirty, hard floors that need heavy-duty mopping. The Dreame is where things start getting futuristic. I tested this model specifically focusing on the mopping because that is where it truly shines. It has this incredible extending mop arm. When it gets to the edge of the room or goes around the base of your kitchen cabinets, the mop pad actually swings out to clean right up against the baseboards. As for the vacuuming side, it does not disappoint. The suction is incredibly strong and effortlessly pulls pet hair out of carpet fibers. But what I really appreciate is the anti-tangle brush design. I have a long-haired cat, and usually that means disaster for robot vacuums. The L40 Ultra managed to keep its main brush completely clear of hair by cutting it and sending it to the dustbin automatically. The base station on this thing is a massive tower of convenience. It empties the dustbin, washes the mop pads with hot water, and then dries them with warm air. I cannot stress enough how nice it is to never smell a musty, dirty mop pad. It literally maintains itself for weeks at a time. All I had to do was refill the clean water tank and dump the dirty water once a week. Navigation is top tier. It uses AI to identify obstacles, and it even takes little pictures of things it avoids so you can see them in the app later. 2. Roomba Combo J7 Plus. This one is absolutely best for households with pets prone to indoor accidents, thanks to its brilliant avoidance guarantee. iRobot did something completely unique with the mopping system on this one. Instead of just lifting the mop pad a few millimeters when it hits the carpet, the J7 Plus has a mechanical arm that swings the entire mop pad up and rests it on top of the vacuum. This means you have zero chance of dragging a wet and dirty mop across your nice rugs. I watched it transition from my kitchen tile directly onto a plush living room rug, and that little arm smoothly tucked the mop away. It is so satisfying to watch. The dual rubber brushes are also legendary for a reason. They handle pet hair better than almost anything else on the market and resist tangles beautifully. The obstacle avoidance is specifically trained to recognize pet waste. We have all heard the horror stories of a robot vacuum running over a dog mess and painting the entire house. Well, Roomba guarantees that will never happen with this model. I tested it with fake pet waste, and it steered clear every single time, giving it a wide berth. The app is easily the most user-friendly one I've tested. It does not overwhelm you with complicated settings. It just asks what you want done and does it. It even suggests cleaning schedules based on pet shedding seasons, which is a brilliant little feature. Ecovacs T90 Pro Omni. This is best for the ultimate hands-off clean freak who wants the absolute pinnacle of automated vacuuming and mopping technology. The Ecovacs is simply on another level. I set this up in my home and was honestly blown away by how much it can do without me lifting a finger. The Omni station is a beast. It empties the dust, washes the mops with hot water, dries them, and refills the robot onboard water tank. You basically just ignore it for a month at a time. The vacuuming performance is staggering. It features an anti-tangle roller brush that is completely flawless. I brushed my dog right on the living room rug, left a massive pile of hair, and sent the T90 over it. It swallowed the entire pile in one go without a single strand getting caught in the roller. The suction is so powerful, you can actually see the carpet fibers lifting as it passes over them. It uses pressurized spinning pads that scrub the floor with actual force. I purposely let some spaghetti sauce dry
dry on the kitchen floor just to see what would happen. It scrubbed it completely clean in 2 passes. And, just like the Dreame, it has an edge cleaning feature that reaches tight against the walls. The AI navigation is the smartest I've ever tested. It recognizes everything from shoes to cables to pet toys, and it maneuvers around them with absolute precision. It also features a built-in voice assistant. That's all for today, folks.